All right, we'll go ahead with the regional champions, the Baylor Bears. We're joined by head coach Glenn Moore, Riley Crandall, and Sydney Cayazos. We'll begin with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll move on to questions. Whenever you're ready, Coach.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank Louisiana for hosting a great regional and great event. And what a war we had today with Louisiana. Nothing that caught me by surprise. Was happy we had the evening off last night, but I had no doubt they were going to come back and make a run for it. Didn't expect to be sucker punched the way we were in the first game. Can't say enough about our girls to be able to regain their composure and come out and put up a battle and give themselves a chance to win the second game. Game that could have gone either way, but I can't say enough for Riley Crandall. Just battling with one of the top offenses that we've seen this year and going toe-to-toe with them and letting our defense help her, but also just staying on top of it. So praise be to God for the opportunity and the stamina to come back and compete.
Coach, what was your message to your team in between those two games? Obviously, tail of two games.
Yeah, I just try to minimize what had just taken place. We got our pitching out of there in time to keep her. I think she had thrown 19 pitches, and Benford was fresh. We got to a point where we didn't think we were going to have enough offense to recover from that. And as Ava didn't throw well when she went in, but she saved us bought some time for us so that I didn't have to go, use her. And I think that was a decision that kept her fresh enough to win. Talked about that. I talked about a couple of situations where teams had, come back from that first loss, that we had come back from it, and I just pointed out some situations where it was real. So tried to make it real to them that it could be done, and we just it's up to them to get in a good headspace and get refocused, and left it up to the seniors. That's the value of Sydney Cayazas and our seniors that have been there. Our strength of schedule this year was phenomenal, as was Louisiana's, but I think having been battle tested and gone through the fire, paid dividends today.
So what did you tell the team? How did you and the rest of the team kind of weather that break after the first game?
Yeah, senior, even just the upperclassmen in general, we knew what kind of talent we had on this team, and we knew this wasn't going to be our last game, and that's kind of what we built off of. We knew it was going to be a game of momentum, and obviously they had the momentum going into that second game, and so we made sure to really establish the fact that we're going to grab that momentum early, celebrate the little things, and do whatever we can to keep the favor in our favor.
Riley, what was key for you? Because you didn't have your first strike, or your only strikeout for the last inning. Obviously, the defense kind of backed you up. But what was key for you today?
I think Coach Newman called a great game, and she was willing to listen to what I thought and let me participate in the pitch calling too, and as well with Sydney. But definitely the defense. I mean, you're right. I had one strikeout, and there was 3 runs, and there could have been a lot more if there wouldn't have been such great plays and people that have my back. And so definitely, Taylor Strain, Presley Pylon, Casey West, Sydney, it can go on and on. They did great.
Were you surprised at that throw from center field in the 6th inning?
Yeah, I guess I'd say I was surprised. It was right on the money and a beautiful play, but Taylor took away several runs from opponents this weekend, robbed the home run and made that play, and I was a little surprised because it was a dynamic play.
I wasn't
Surprised.
I was not surprised.
Not that I didn't think she could do it, but it had to be executed perfectly. Mm-hmm. Bang bang at the plate from center field. I didn't think we had a shot at her, and I have to credit Sydney for a great play at the plate as well, not obstructing, and a great tag.
So. Sim, what was your perspective on that play? Obviously you had a front row seat, like you said, but what did you see on Taylor's throw?
It was right on line. I was so anxious for it to get to me. I was ready to make the play. I was going to do whatever I could except for obstructing the base to get that play made. And, she set me up perfectly. But, man, she's a phenomenal outfielder.
Mm-hmm. Sid, particularly the way that first game went, how big was that nice home run just to kind of maybe even relax y'all a little
Yeah, I mean, outside of that, I mean, we know what our offense is capable of doing, but it really, really set the tone for that game. They put up what was it, a 13 spot on us? They beat us 13-0, and she came out swinging just to let them know that it's not going to happen again. You're not going to shut us out again. To shut out that offense, I mean, credit to their pitchers and their defense, but she sent the message that we were ready to send.
Riley, you talked about your infielders backing you up. Offensively, how critical was it for you to watch your offense get that 2-run inning in the fifth?
When Emily hit that home run, I was like, oh yeah, yep, that's good for me. That's set the good vibes. That's her sign of having my back, and they continue to do that whenever I let up runs, and so it was awesome, especially her being a senior. I fired her up, and like she said, like, no way this was going to be our last game, and so I think Emily proved that and really showed a message to the team.
Anything else?
Coach, you've talked a lot about how this is one of your favorite teams to coach. How does kind of the way today went, now that you're advancing, kind of add to that love, if that makes any sense?
I would have been disappointed had this team not responded that way. We were at a point during the season where I was second-guessing my scheduling because we were being challenged so much. Again, I think I said it, we were 1-8 in Big 12 when we started. And if I knew I could convince them that was going to pay off one day, but you can't see days like today when you're going through that fire. I don't know that every team would have hung on as long as this one did. But they continue to work, and they love each other as much as any team I've ever seen. They're goofy, they cut up, they have fun, they laugh a lot, and they're just a joy to coach. So it's very rewarding for me as a coach to get to see them rewarded because of that attitude and that effort that they put into the game. Thank you for that question.
It surprised me.
Wow.
It didn't surprise Riley.
It didn't.
Wow.
She told me.
I told so many people this weekend that I was going to do it. And so, I mean, what a better time to do it. I was kind of surprised because I actually waited on the changeup. I think it was a changeup. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
I was not surprised.
That was awesome, I guess.
Like called it.
Well, this is the thing. We're roommates this weekend, and she has been telling me, she told me this morning, she was like, I'm going to hit a home run. I'm going to hit a home run for you. I'm going to hit it. Whatever.
I say that every morning.
Yeah. No one had to know that. Like, no one had to know that. Yeah. No one had to know. And she hit it, and I was like, well. And she came on the home plate, and she was like, I told you. And I was like, yeah.